Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and we have plenty to discuss, so I suppose we should get right into it. And again, last week we started with pros, and we'll start with the Minnesota Twins.
Who?
Yeah, they're an afterthought now because they just got lost 3-2 to the Houston Astros to get knocked out of the divisional playoff round of the playoffs. So should we feel proud of our team, or should we feel not so proud of our team?
I think you should feel that they accomplished more than what they thought they were going to. How's that? I mean, they got a lot of young kids on this team, and actually their pitching staff isn't that bad. Now, Rocky Balboa tried the Tampa Bay strategy of just pitching, one guy every 2 innings, which seemed to work pretty well yesterday. But I think that they have a pretty good future, but they have a lot of questions that got to be answered. My personal feelings, I don't think Kirilloff will be back next year, so that'll leave first base open for somebody. And your favorite player, Sano, maybe they'll sign him. I mean, Buxton.
Yeah, geez, I really got you on the Sano bandwagon, don't
I? I was, I was surprised that they took Kirilloff off the roster yesterday to make room for Buxton, who, in my opinion, didn't deserve to be put on the roster as a player after the year he's had. And I may be wrong, but I just that's my personal feeling.
I don't disagree with you with that either, but I think he had like 20 home runs in the games he played.
What was that, 2022?
No, I'm almost positive he hit double-figure home runs this year in the games he played, but he didn't play in many games.
That's right.
That's the issue.
I guess my opinion would have changed if you would have hit one last night.
Well.
You can imagine what that place would have went berserk if you would have done that. But they got Royce Lewis and who was their leadoff guy? Hit the home run.
Eduardo Julian.
Yeah,
I mean, good. Congrats to them for hitting home runs in that game. I mean, Julian, they say he's got a great eye at the plate, but again, he strikes out too many times. But he does draw walks, so I'll give him credit for that. He has drawn a lot of walks in the short time he's played. But he does strike out just like everybody
Their whole
else
team
on
does.
that team. And
how about Kepler last night? Although he got 2 bad calls. I mean,
again, I'm uninformed because I don't watch the games because I get too cranked up about it. Because I think they're good enough to beat Houston. I mean, Houston obviously has a great lineup.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't knock the Astros lineup. But the Twins lineup should be able to hit the ball. But when you strike out well over, I don't know how many they ended up with, probably 17 or 1,800 strikeouts.
For the year.
Must have set a new
record
for that. And then they struck out 28 times the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just... I don't know where the pride. We've talked about this before. I don't know where the pride comes in at the plate, where you can't go up there and just at least make contact and go out. And you're not going to get a hit every time up. It's impossible. You're going to get a hit. The best hitters gets 3 hits every 10 at bats. I mean, so maybe 3.5 hits every 10 at bats. But
well, the other thing you can take a look at too. I think, I'm not saying anything bad about Mr. Balboa, but they got out coached again. You could tell that when Houston, when Mays or what's the kid that pitched the other day, the home run guy, who pitched
for yesterday?
Oh, day before.
For the Twins?
Yeah.
Well, that was Sonny Gray.
Sonny Gray. Well, they know what to expect from him when he's pitching, just from their scouting, and 2 guys jack it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they know he's going to throw that off-speed curve, and here it comes, here it goes,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, Sonny Gray, though, didn't even give up, I don't think, 10 home runs this season, during the season, but he gave up 2 in the playoffs, okay? But so he's not really, no, Joe Ryan was the issue. Yeah, because he gave up almost 30, I think.
Yep.
During the season. He must not have given up any yesterday. Or how many innings did he pitch?
2.
Just went 2.
Yep.
So they didn't have enough faith in him.
But he gave up a home run.
Oh, did he in the 2 innings? All right. Well, that's different then. If he did that,
He gave up the one that tied it 1-1.
Were you thinking of Kenta Maeda?
I thought Kenta Maeda pitched pretty well, but it's a short little stint he was in there, and
But he gave up some other ones too.
yeah. But their pitching staff is, if it comes back, should be good next year. Like you said, their hitting, their ability to hit the ball. But I think they need to take a look at what they're going to do with first base, what they're going to do with Mr. Buxton, and their catching, as we said, because Jeffries is a strikeout king too. So
well, but he also had a decent year offensively, but again, strikes out too much.
Yeah.
You kind of were joking around before the show about putting Buxton at first base.
yeah.
He might not get hurt as much if he plays first
Oh,
base.
he'll
find a way to
fall
get
ball will
hurt.
hit him in the head or something.
But I don't know why they can't get him straight. I don't know why. If it's his knees, tell us it's his knees, and tell him if he needs ACL surgery, give him ACL surgery, which would put him out for the whole year next year anyway, probably. But why you can't get this kid straight is just beyond me. I
Well,
mean,
they got to do something with him because he's got 4 years left on the 7-year contract.
at least because I thought wasn't it a 10-year?
Millions and millions and millions of dollars going for a guy to go over to St. Paul and play.
I go back and Carl. I heard this morning. I heard this during the year that Carlos Correa said this was Byron Buxton's team, not his team, Correa's team.
I think Correa
So,
proved that this is
well,
his team.
And don't ever think that. I mean, obviously he's got to get healthy too. He's got to get something done with that foot of his, so he, doesn't have to miss chunks of the season.
Yep.
But you thought that was a bad signing? No, it wasn't, because he might have had a bad season at the plate during the year, but he hit the ball in the playoffs, and you signed him to play shortstop.
Yeah. And he beat Toronto. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he did.
So
that was the best sign. Thank you, San Francisco, and thank you, New York Mets, for declining to sign him and getting him back here to play, because he's that type of player, and he's only like 29, I think. So
yeah, he's pretty young yet.
yeah,
But
so,
that really kind of drives me crazy. All the years that you've watched baseball or you played softball,
well,
how the hell these guys get hurt so much playing ball?
yeah,
And they come up with some of the things I never even heard about. Oh I got a leg strain, or I got this.
bilateral leg
Leg
weakness like
weakness.
Mr. Mauer had.
Well,
But
what-
catching is a whole different animal,
Okay,
too.
I agree.
but,
Catching,
yeah.
because you're getting beat up behind the plate, but I mean, you're playing a game. How do you? I mean, football players get hurt less than baseball players.
Well, then Justin Morneau got that concussion sliding into second base, and
Yeah.
it looked like the guy barely
Barely hit them.
hit him when he jumped to try to avoid him, and then he hits his head, and then Morneau's career kind of
down the
went
toilet,
downhill after he got that concussion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Unless you get hit, unless you're like Kyle Farmer and get hit in the face with a ball,
Yeah.
pitch ball. Yeah, I can see getting hurt there. You get hit in the hand or whatever, but those gloves usually have padding in them.
And that's another thing I don't agree with. I think Farmer should have been playing more,
Well,
and they weren't playing him.
mm-hmm.
So
Well, but again, I think that we both agree that the biggest issue is the strikeouts, and
Twins suck.
Another one?
No, okay.
but they got to take care of the strikeouts and put the ball.
Yeah.
I'm almost happy to see when they actually fly out or ground out,
Is
because
that
at least they hit it.
is that a hitting coach?
Well, I don't know. I mean, can you blame the hitting coach for that? I don't know. Why they don't teach them to hit the ball the opposite way?
Yeah. I just
And
don't
that,
think they don't have the information they need to go up against certain pitchers. Like I said earlier, some of these other teams they play, they know what the pitchers are going to. They look for what they're going to throw, and they know when they're going to throw. As far as baseball is good, I mean, they're so analytical now that they can tell when a guy's going to throw a curve or a fastball just in the situation. So, why not be prepared for that?
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that has to cut. I mean, cut that down in half.
I mean, it's like the Vikings. You always know when it's 3rd and 4, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, they just give it away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't put the ball in play more. You know, that, again, I did a column on that earlier, about middle of the year, maybe in June or probably in June or something, about just put the ball in play 25% more of the time, and who knows how many hits that would possibly be, or how many runs that might account for. So, you know, and then they wouldn't have been in a situation where, are they going to make the playoffs or not? I mean, obviously at the end of the year they started playing well. So,
But they play ball expecting the home run to win the game for them instead of playing, again, first and second, nobody out. You're a pro baseball player. You don't know how to bunt the ball.
I don't disagree with you
You
one
know?
bit.
So,
But you know what? The Dodgers are out,
yep,
and Baltimore's out,
Baltimore's out.
and they both won over 100 games this year. So, you know, the Twins had their shot. Houston only won, 3 more games than we did this year. So we had a shot to beat them, but their lineup's a little more veteran, and
Yeah, a lot more.
they had Verlander on the ropes in Game 1,
Yep.
and they did not take advantage of it in the first 3 innings.
Yeah,
Otherwise, they would have come home 2-0, and who knows what would have happened.
That would have been
Well, you can't really say that either, because you don't know what would have happened in Game 2, I suppose. but-
Yeah, but if they would have went to the final game, that would have been Verlander and
Lopez.
Lopez would have been a nice matchup.
Oh, heck yeah.
So, and there's another pitcher that they have I think will do well for them. So, yeah, so the future looks bright, and I do like the way how the Twins promote their program. They don't give you all that hype and all that crap like the Vikings do and this and that. And so you kind of expect them not to do real well, and when they do, it makes you feel better.
Mhm.
So, hey, they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, they snapped their losing streak from 2003 or whatever it was. They won the first series since 2002 or whatever it
Yep.
was. And that all that is now not hanging on their backs,
Right.
and they can strengthen their team. They don't know if Sonny Gray's going to come back or not, I guess, but which would be unfortunate because he's starting a good thing here. You'd think he'd want to stay here.
I think he will. And no offense to Babe, but hey, they did better than the Yankees.
Yes, they did. And there won't be any house cleaning going on with the Twins this offseason.
I don't think so. Yeah, like you said,
Hopefully they'll
sign Sonny Gray.
mess the organization up by bringing in some more players. They need a couple more bats, like I heard this morning on KFAN. They probably need to bring in a couple more.
And a little more senior leadership would probably. And again, I think from now on, I think it's Correa's team. This is not Byron Buxton's
No.
team, and I don't think that. Again, it wasn't fair for him to be brought up and let Kirilloff off the roster, but
Well, you know,
but I know he was hurt and he wasn't hitting and all that.
Again.
kind of stuff,
in Game 3, evidently he made the big error that allowed Houston to score. Now, that's not like him. I've never seen him really make an error all season in the game I've watched.
Well, they said his knees or his legs are so sore that he couldn't contribute, and yet he's out playing. I mean,
Who's this now?
Kirilloff.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know, but he's sure. I didn't see the play. I don't know if it was supposed to have been a double plays ball or
Yep.
something, and
Yep.
I don't. Did he just botch it with his glove, or he didn't catch it?
You look like that. What's that Boston player that let the ball go
Oh,
between
Buckner?
Buckner.
Boy, yeah, we remember that,
Yeah.
don't we? Okay, well, there you go. And he's usually pretty reliable fielder. I mean,
Yeah.
so what happened? I don't know. Again, Wallner didn't get a hit, I don't think, the whole series. And Kirilloff didn't get a hit the whole series. And so, but they're young. They're still young and haven't been through it.
Hats off to the fans, though. They stuck to it all the way to the end. And like the other day when we were counting down the pitch count for that guy.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
But again, that's goes the experience of the Houston pitchers. They got it right down to that last second before they threw the ball, and we'll see how well they do against Texas. Texas is killing the ball right now.
Oh.
So
Big time killing the ball. So, yeah. So now maybe we won't get into high school stuff because we'll go into the Vikings and talk about their miserables.
all right, here's a big question: do you get rid of? Yeah, let's say I got a feeling they're going to lose to Chicago,
Well, then
they're
they're
gonna-
1-5
and they're going to lose to the 49ers.
and 1-6.
Probably the best team in the NFL right now. Then they play It's Detroit? No, Detroit's the last.
No,
out
they're
of
two of the three. I heard their schedule this morning. I don't know. They've got Green Bay mixed in there
Green Bay.
somewhere. And
In Green Bay. So, yeah, they're going to be 1-8. 1-7.
well, I'm not going to go as who knows? But now, obviously, Justin Jefferson's out for 4 weeks
Yep.
with a hamstring strain. Now it's funny. All of a sudden, all these guys are getting hurt, and their season's falling apart. That reminds me of another year where they were in the playoffs, and all of a sudden, everybody started getting
Getting
hurt
hurt.
because the game wasn't going their way. So.
So, do you try to get rid of Cousins to get something? But they don't have anybody to put. I mean,
No.
they got rid of their that Minnesota quarterback that they had.
Tanner Morgan.
Yeah, they got rid of him the other day. So, who's left?
Well, I heard they brought Colt McCoy in for a workout.
Oh,
I don't know what's wrong with Nick Mullins. Maybe he's got how a backup quarterback can have a back problem. That clipboard must be a little too heavy on the sideline.
the best job you could ever have is a backup quarterback in the NFL and making millions of dollars.
Yeah, so I don't know. I heard he might be hurt. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that, but no, I don't know. No, and the thing I want to talk about there is no team is ever going to tank. All you hear,
No.
Vikings fan line, I think we should tank and get Caleb Williams as a. No player in the NFL is going to tank a game
No.
because their jobs are on the line. All you can hope for is that they're bad enough to lose
Yeah, they're losing
a
on their
lot of
own.
games.
Yeah.
And this team, even though they shouldn't be losing some of these games, right? I don't think they're bad enough to have that bad a record, but things aren't going their way right now.
Well, if you look at last year's, they won 11 games by
They-
less than 7 points
They won 11 one-score games.
in the less score.
Yeah.
And so were they actually that good last year? Or
Well,
has reality really kind of set in for this year?
well, no, this year they've lost 5 games, all one-score games.
One score games.
So it's just the roles have reversed themselves, and they can't. They're in every game, which
Yeah.
means they're not bad. I mean, they played Kansas City, obviously fairly tough.
I think so. Yep.
They signed Sean Mannion yesterday. Mannion
Sean
Sean
Mannion.
Mannion. That's
That's not gonna.
to his practice squad because Mullins is out.
Mullins is out now too, so they don't have a backup quarterback.
No. So
He's their rookie.
just Jalen Hall
Yeah.
from Brigham Young is their backup now, evidently.
Put him in.
Well,
What do you got to lose?
Well, it's not. See, I'm not. I'm on the fence with Kirk Cousins, but he hasn't been the one that's lost them the games.
Well, the argument I heard about Kirk Cousins was, in the Kansas City game, they're going to try to tie the game with a long pass down the field. So, as a coach, to give him a little more time, do you roll him out left or right so that he can get a little
Yeah.
time to throw the ball? He drops straight back, and the other teams know it, that he's not going to roll out, so their ends can come in, they can crash down. So I just don't know why they can't roll him out to left or right to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because he's a pocket passer, is what
Right.
he is. I mean,
But you look
That's-
at Mahomes. His success is
Oh.
because he can get out of the pocket.
yeah, and that's where they're handcuffed. Sometimes Kirk can, and sometimes he can't. So but that's what you have when you have Kirk Cousins. You have somebody who drops back, and he's can hit any receiver. There's no question
Yeah.
that he's got
Oh,
the
yeah, he can
arm to
throw
hit
the
any
arm, yeah.
receiver. But now the other issue is turnovers, and they fumble the first
play of
play.
the game.
The first play of the game,
Fumble, yeah.
Oliver fumbles the ball. They go, Kansas City picks it up, and then they go down and score a touchdown. I saw Alexander Madison drop a screen pass. I didn't watch the game again, so sorry. I just can't watch the Vikings, but now maybe I'll start watching them because
Yeah.
I know they're out of it.
If there's any psychiatrists out
Yeah.
there watching that can help Gary with his not being able to watch a live baseball or football game, give him a call.
After the 49ers, it's the Packers, Falcons, and Saints.
Okay, Packers, Falcons, Saints,
Broncos.
and Broncos after
Oh, Broncos
the
might have a
49er
shot.
game. Well,
And they might be without a quarterback.
On paper, the schedule after the 49ers is reasonable.
Yep.
It's winnable games, but again, we're talking Vikings, and we just don't know how they're going to do. But you can't fumble the ball. I mean, easy to say, I don't play the game, I'm not getting hit, but some of these fumbles aren't even a cause of hits, or most of them. I mean, the interceptions, the drop passes that guys like T.J. Hawkinson are dropping, and in the end zone for a possible winning score a couple weeks ago against Chargers.
Well, here's another guy getting paid millions and millions of dollars and hasn't produced.
Not yet, anyway.
And he's supposed to be, the big argument, well, he's just as good or better than Kelsey.
No, Kelsey will at least catch the ball when
Yep.
it comes in any direction, or if it's anywhere near him, he'll catch it. No, Hawkinson should be like that, but obviously right now it isn't.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you already had like 9, 10, or 11 fumbles this season, and I think you've lost them all. So,
But then most of the fans were upset. Most of the Swifter fans were upset because what's her name wasn't there.
Taylor Swift wasn't at the game.
No.
Well, Minnesota must not like Minnesota or something, or else she was on tour maybe, so she couldn't make it.
They don't play. They're singing on Sunday nights.
She is gonna be singing at US Bank Stadium, though.
Oh, she is going to be at US Bank Stadium?
She's gonna be on
Are you
a
going?
tour.
Are you going? Oh, I thought you were a Swifter.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
That's not to get off the subject real quickly. Do you think that's just a ploy by the NFL to promote the NFL image or whatever by having her there? They're saying they don't even date, they don't even know each other, but they're making such a big deal about it that it's attracting the younger, 16 to 25 or 7 to 15-year-old kids to the game.
Well, the NFL will do anything it can to make money.
Oh yeah,
So we know.
because if you don't,
not for long.
not for long.
Okay, so they need to spice it up a little bit in some of these games, and maybe she evidently did that, and especially against the Jets when she was at that game, I think.
But at least the Packers lost.
Yes.
Sorry, Gary.
Sorry, Kerry, but you're in the same boat we are, and it's not going to get any better. I mean, those games against the Packers are going to be toss-ups, and
whatever happened to this guy that lineman they signed from Kansas City?
he hasn't. Well, as far as I know, he hasn't played
Is
yet.
he even dressed?
I don't know. I don't even know if he's dressed. I would assume he's ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, can't
But-
hurt what they got going
No.
on the line now.
That's a fact. You have to protect Kirk. If you give Kirk protection, he'll rip any defense apart.
Right.
Is he as good as Mahomes? Probably not. But
No, but that left tackle they got.
well, you're talking guard maybe, because Darrisaw's pretty good. Brian O'Neill's pretty good. The two guards, the Ed Ingram is the one that's not
the one I'm
working
thinking
out.
of. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
he's the one not working. He's the one that isn't
Yeah.
working out.
And then their center got hurt again, Bradbury.
Well,
He's
yeah.
too small.
Well, yeah, but the GM is smarter than we are. He figures he doesn't need to fix the offensive line. And
But are we over?
no, we're not over yet.
But you look at Kansas City. Their linemen aren't big. They're not really big, but their blocking scheme is too. They know exactly where to be, when to be there, and they're very successful doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that's why they win Super Bowls.
maybe if they paid us $1 million, we could go coach.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we better get on to some high school. We had some section tournaments. The boys soccer team lost to Denfeld 6-0, I think, or 5-0. So they're done. Girls soccer went to North Branch and lost 6-0 or somewhere in there. So they're done. But congratulations to both coaches. Jen did a pretty good job with the boys this year. They were fairly competitive in their games. And then Sven Piper took over his first year as coach. And I know I don't think it went as he wanted it to go, but he's going to instill now his principles and his, culture, as they say.
Yep.
So hopefully now in the future they'll be better. Tennis got beat in the team thing, and I'm haven't seen results, but I don't know if they had anybody advance in the individuals.
Okay.
So their season's probably over. I don't know. I don't want to say that take that back. Rewind the tape, Ron.
Yeah.
I can't do that sound, otherwise I would, but
Well, maybe get a hold
I
of
don't.
Coach Conda. He'll
Well,
tell you.
yeah. Football goes to Mora
Mora.
tomorrow night to play the Mustangs. Girls swimming. Well, no, I mean, Esco came here last week, and that McCoy Parrish is everything that.
Oh, he's the hype is true. I mean, will he help the Gophers? Who knows? But yeah, the kid's he's a real well-rounded high school athlete.
Well,
He's a man amongst boys, is what he is.
Well, he took the opening kickoff at the 20-yard line on the. If I'm standing there, he took it on the left hash, or the left side of the field. He ran straight across the 20-yard line to the right hash, and then he turned it upfield, and not one, I don't think, Hibbing player touched him on the way down. Then he took a punt return back. I don't think he was touched there either. And then he caught a pass from his quarterback to score his third touchdown in the first quarter. So, yeah, I know he was everything. And we knew it was going to be a tough game for Hibbing to win because Esco's been piling it up on everybody. So, but hopefully now Mora, that maybe they'll, just want them again. We always say be competitive.
Yep.
That's all we want them to do is go down there and be competitive. Girls swimming, they probably have their true team state or true team regions this weekend, and then they'll have true team state. Then they'll get their way into sections. What sport? Any
Boys.
other?
There's no boys.
No.
Cross country's done.
Cross country, no. They
Oh wait.
they were at the Lake Superior Conference meet. The girls won their Lake Superior Conference title. The boys were second to. No, I'm not going to remember who they were second to, but they placed second. Melina Sullivan and Tara Hertling were second and third as individuals, and then they had three others, I think, in the top 10
Good.
at the section meet there, or at the conference meet. So their section meet comes up, I think, that last Thursday in October, and it's at the municipal golf course here. So get out and watch that because it's going to be a great meet with some of the kids coming from these different schools running in it. Other than that, I think the boys will also be competitive in their sect. They beat Rapids at the conference meet, so that's a plus going into the sections. Now they know they can beat Rapids, so that they could get in that one of those top two spots maybe and go to state as well for the first time since maybe the early 2000s.
Nice. Wow.
So that would be nice. But I think that about does it. So for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Giambetti, and we'll see you again next week on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.